So on our trip to Guatemala, on our stop in Chico Mendes, we were told as a group on the first day a story.
La historia comienza con un señor de alrededor de 90 años. ¿Sí? Él fue al campo a trabajar y llegó la hora del almuerzo. Saca su mochila, abre, saca un aguacate. Come el aguacate, termina y limpia la semilla. Ara la tierra, siembra la semilla. Y dos hombres lo observan.
They were like, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm planting an avocado tree." And so they asked him, "How long is that going to take to get fruit?" He said 15 years.
When I was at Chico Mendes with the students, we learned about something called seed dormancy, which is this protective measure that develops through adaptation and requires special conditions in order for a seed to sprout. And this felt like a poignant metaphor for Carpe Mundi students, who we view as unique seeds of potential. And sure, it requires special conditions, persistent care, lots of effort, but we believe in it not just for short-term results, but because we believe these students have the potential to be leaders that create a healthier, more diverse, more equitable world.
I've seen Carpe Mundi go above and beyond to support students that have tons of barriers to their participation in the program.
I was on the edge of failing math and I gave up. I literally just stopped going to class because I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore.
Financially, I was kind of in a hole, trying to figure out how I was going to be comfortable while doing it abroad and not knowing if this was going to be the right decision for me, because I had to focus on finances and just making sure I was comfortable here.
Sitting down with them and helping them come up with a budget or drafting some kind of statement to let their parents know their intentions for doing the program, helping them sort through their financial aid and choose their classes and support them in passing all their classes in college. It doesn't stop there.
In fact, that day when I walked in with Rachel, she picks up her whiteboard marker and she's like, "Okay, we're gonna do pros and cons of everything." And something just clicked in me that I didn't think was going to.
Carol, like when you were teaching it, you helped me understand it because you was on one problem at a time.
If I didn't have any mentors or anyone to help or a whole group that was going with, I definitely think I wouldn't have gone.
And even though I was indecisive, still like welcoming me to every group meeting, helping me through the decision rather than like, well, figure it out on your own.
It was the fact that I actually had people kept pushing me. I just put it back into my mindset. I'm doing this for a reason. This is for me. So if it's for me, why am I going to give up?
It wasn't like she was just acting like an advisor. She was treating me like a friend and like someone who had genuine advice for me. And I think that's what clicked, is I realized that she wasn't just saying it. She just genuinely wanted what was best for me.
I'm really inspired by students when I see them pushing their own comfort zones.
I really want to get out of my comfort zone and talk and socialize with people that I don't know and just be more open to making new connections and friends.
Just being away from family and friends and feeling so focused on the area that we were in, I automatically just wanted to be more independent. I wanted to go off and explore and do all sorts of things.
Everybody in the group, we all related why we went on this trip. And so we kind of reminded each other the purpose of us being on this trip, you know?
I also see Carpe Mundi really following through with students after the program, staying in touch, continuously checking in, helping.
I've gotten the chance to still stay connected with these people that I got to know a lot more on the trip. And I think it's kind of kept me sane in a way. Just feeling I'm a part of this thing that was so big and still being in the lives of these people that are really important to me.
Students that come from the city that have never worn a pair of hiking boots or work gloves before, and then they just get in the muddiest, dirtiest work situation possible and just get totally immersed in the project that they're doing and so far out of their normal day-to-day patterns, really rise to that occasion with a lot of joy.
I think that's what I had the most support in, was living in that moment and soaking it all up and taking advantage of what I got.
I think just having the opportunity to volunteer with so many different organizations and talk with them and experience what they do and their passion for their organizations gave me something to think about, helping me to decide my own path in life.
Building a wall with my advisor, Carol. Looked her in that moment, I was standing there and was like, this has brought so much more learning, and so many people have inspired me throughout this that it made me change my idea of what I want to do.
Guatemala, you had people who are very into their culture, in their custom and everything, but then you also had people who look like how we dress here, and it's not bad because they still walked around and you didn't really see people talking down on them. It just made me realize I can continue being who I want to be and still know who I am, my culture, and where I come from.
My experience there has made me more open-minded. I do think it's made me think about the world differently because I had a lot of privilege just living where I live or being where I'm from, and I didn't realize it until this trip. So I just think it really sucks that most people who can't because they can't afford it or they don't have the resources to.
I've seen Carpe Mundi support students as they take their next steps on their academic or professional career or their personal life choices, helping them apply for a job or helping them decide what their next international adventure is going to be, and supporting them in making all the logistical plans for that.
Me actually going there maybe have a different outlook on it. And I've been wondering all these other places that people have been telling me bad things about, I wonder how they actually are versus how people perceive them. I do want to travel other places to see what it's like, and maybe I'll just go just to find out on my own. I do want to kind of spread the word of what it's like to travel in these countries.
After the trip, honestly, just finishing school, despite what I have to go through, or how it's going to make me look, the whole cultural thing. I want my family, most especially my little sister, because she really looks up to me. It's okay for us to not really follow our culture and our custom if it's going to make us succeed.
I already have a pre-existing interest in agriculture. It was really helpful just to hear the different ways that I could not box myself in with a specific degree, but also have a lot of opportunity as well as choice as far as where I could go and what careers I could follow.
I'm really interested in being an impact in solving, for example, plastic pollution, and I've ran a couple beach cleanups, but I want to do it on a greater scale, and just bringing awareness to the younger generations, especially, about how beautiful what we have is and how important it is to maintain it.
What is one word you would use to describe your Carpe Mundi experience?
Strength.
Learning.
Smiles.
Discovery.
Familia.
Adventure.
Culture.
Our students are our inspiration, and so are you. None of this is possible without our supporters, and we're able to put our hearts into this work because of people like you. We want more students like Maritza, Tia, Delana, and Caitlin to have this opportunity, and we're seeking your support to tend the soil because this work is giving fruit.
In the rest of the story that David told us at Chico Mendez about the old man planting the avocado tree, the two men looked at him and said,
¿Y cuántos años tienes? Yo tengo 90 años.
Estás loco, ¿para qué vas a plantar algo que no vas a poder disfrutar? Basically saying, he's crazy. Why are you going to plant something that in 15 years you're not going to be able to enjoy? You're not going to be able to have the avocado from.
Donde no es para mí. El aguacate que estoy comiendo lo sembró mi papá.
And the seed that I plant today is for future generations to come.